Hi friends, Valentina here. Thank you so much for choosing to move with me today and for joining me on this channel. Today's class will be all about hips, our lower body. We all sit so much, we all drive so much, especially now with quarantine and just couches and staying in bed. Well, who knows how you spend your time, but sitting is definitely something that all of us do every day, and this little practice will be like a little joy for your hips, a little nourishment for your joints. So if that sounds like something that you would like, jump on the mat with me. And we will not need any other props, just yourself and your mat, or you can just do it on the floor. So we will meet on our backs. You can keep your knees bent here. Just lower down to the floor. You can bring your knees together and your heels slightly apart. You can bring your hands, one on your belly and one on your heart. I will invite you to close your eyes if you feel like, or maybe just look up towards the ceiling or the sky, depends where you're practicing today. And I will invite you to connect to your breath, to connect to your body. Just tune in and notice how it feels inside of your body, how it feels inside of your head. What are your thoughts today? How are you feeling? How are you doing? Just kind of notice and ask yourself those questions. If you have your hands on your chest and on your belly, noticing your breath. Trying to send your breath to the sides of your ribs, into the back of your spine. We're not only breathing into the front. Try to use your breath and your diaphragm fully in its all capacity. That's why we have it. Taking a scan of your body from head to toes. Noticing maybe there's some parts of your body that are speaking to you, asking for your attention. Just paying attention and being aware, at least for this class, at least for this time. Give yourself all the attention. Give your body all the attention you need. I will invite you to use affirmation today or mantra throughout the practice. So you could repeat it silently in your mind. You can repeat it after me. You could repeat it out loud. And kind of keeping that intention throughout the whole practice as we go through these movements. So if you like, repeat after me. I am open, I am centered, I am loved. As we hear the birds sing, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's such a beautiful, beautiful natural music to this class. I am open, I am centered, I am loved. Slowly coming back to center, bring your awareness back to the room, bring your awareness back to your body if you drift off for a minute. Opening your eyes gently and slowly, bringing your knees wider, maybe even extending your legs, extending your hands overhead, taking a big stretch just like when you wake up, and start to roll your wrists, roll your ankles, adding some We will start with the clock movement. So we will imagine that our pelvis is a clock, and where your belly button is, you have 12 o'clock or noon, and where your pubic bone is, you have 6 o'clock. Where your right hip, you have 9 o'clock, and where your left hip, you have 3 o'clock. And so we'll just start making those moves in this and keeping that in mind. So you can bring your hands towards your hip bones, and as we bring our pelvis towards our 12 o'clock, we'll kind of tuck the tailbone under gently and slowly. And as we arch the spine, we bring the pelvis towards 6 o'clock. Just moving that back and forth. It doesn't have to be anything really forced. You could just close your eyes here and let the movement happen. Notice how it feels to you. Notice if it comes natural to you, or maybe just feels like unfamiliar and uncomfortable, and just notice what's happening. Remember to breathe. Slowly coming back to center. From here we'll bring our pelvis from side to side. So starting with your 3 o'clock, or starting with your right hip, kind of lean towards your right side. Maybe your left sit bone lifts slightly off the floor, and then switch towards your left side. Maybe your right sit bone lifts slightly, and just moving from your 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock. You can keep your hands on your hip bones. It just kind of helps you to feel the movement of your pelvis and just get to know your body, get more familiar with the movement. Maybe noticing again if that comes any easier to you than 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock. Remembering to breathe. Slowly coming back to center. From here we'll combine all the 4 points and kind of like make a 24-hour move with our pelvis on our imaginary clock. So starting with your noon, right? Tugging your tailbone under, moving towards your 9 o'clock, and then 6 o'clock, 3 and 12. Even the clock doesn't go this way, but you know, we kind of have to have imaginary map to move like that. 12 o'clock, 3, 6, 9. And then reversing your direction, so 12 o'clock, 9, 6, 3, 12. I don't know if I'm confusing you with that clock, but I think you got it. Just kind of moving towards the opposite direction. And noticing maybe one side again is easier or more natural to move, and the other side is kind of sticky. Again, you have your own pace. You don't have to do it as fast or slow. Just finding your own comfort zone. You can keep your eyes closed. And then coming back to center. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Grab your kneecaps with your palms and just point your toes and flexed. Point and flexed. And from here, slowly release your feet down. Can you bring your right leg outside of your mat? Gently, just a little bit outside of your mat. You can bring your hands into your T letter, palms up or down, whatever feels better. Ground your left foot into the floor, and from here we will internally rotate our hip, our leg, and then externally bring it to open. So just creating that half windshield wiper movement just in one leg. No forcing here, just kind of gentle, natural move. Not too much thinking. And then slowly coming back to center. Switch your leg. Ground your right foot into the mat firmly. Step your left outside of your mat. Do the same thing. Bring it internally, rotate, and then external rotation. Just noticing how it feels, paying attention, moving mindfully, breathing, and slowly come back to center as you finish this round. Bring both feet grounded into the floor. Actually bring your feet mat distance apart. And this time I will just bring both knees to the right. Maybe let your left sit bone lift. And then both knees to the right, letting your right sit bone lift. You can even add your head here, so as your knees come to the right, head comes to the left, gaze comes to the left, and then switch knees to the left, gaze to the right. So adding a little bit of a side body here, waking up our spine. You know, our body is connected, so it doesn't mean that if we're doing our hips and lower back today, we're only going to be working that. It will affect the whole system. Look at your body as a whole organism. Come back to center. From here, we will bring our feet again grounded into the floor. From here, we'll bring our feet grounded into the floor, and we'll bring our right knee to flexion, bring it in closer towards our chest, and place your right palm on top of your right knee, and we will just draw a circle with our hip. So your left hand maybe can be by your side. You can press your left foot firmly into the mat. And just drawing a nice circle, reversing your direction, tiny little circle, nourishing your hip, being mindful of your lower back, being mindful of your whole body, and then from here come back to center and then release your right hand and just do the same thing without your hand. Notice if your sensation changes. Again, movement happens only in our right hip, so firmly press your right leg into the mat. You don't have to move with that, and then reverse your direction. And so it's kind of cool to pay attention to your body and what's happening if you just change one little thing, you know? Just like take your hand off your knee or put it back on. And then release that leg. You can even extend both of your legs and just notice any difference here. Maybe one leg feels longer than the other, or maybe feels lighter than the other. Bring your knees to bend. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So flex your left knee, bring it closer flex your right leg, bring it closer towards your chest. Place your left palm on your left knee, and then release your hand, your right hand, and start to move and draw tiny little circles. Firmly pressing the floor with your right foot. And then then reverse, not release. Opposite direction. come back to stillness. Release your left hand down and do the same thing without your hands. So just drawing a circle with your knee on the ceiling, moving from your hip. Make sure that your right leg is not moving here, it's not really helping. Your circles don't have to be super big. And then reversing your direction. Noticing how it kind of feels different when you remove and release your hand to the floor. And then from here, slowly finish up and release. We'll turn to our side body. Turning to the side. So for me, I will be laying down on my right side. My right hand, my right forearm will be parallel to the short edge of the mat, and I will press my left hand firmly into the floor, and I will just kind of be like in a straight, nice line. And I will be elongating the right side of the body here. We'll kind of imagine that someone is drawing like a line from my ear up to the ceiling, and I will try to keep my head straight and nice. From here, we'll flex both of our legs and then bring our left leg maybe like a few inches up and then lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. We'll do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, breathe, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. From here, slowly come back to center. Check in with your body. Check in if you're still keeping a nice line in your side body. Make sure that everything is aligned and nice. From here, make sure again that someone is kind of like holding you holding your ear, and just bring it up to the ceiling and your head to the ceiling. From here, we'll lift that top leg and just kind of try to draw a tiny circle again. Imagine like you're drawing a circle with your big toe and reversing your direction. Come back to center. From here, we'll bring our hips slightly forward, our legs slightly forward, and then back. Inhale forward, exhale back. And notice the leg doesn't have to go too much forward, too much back. It's already a lot of work. So we have our hip flexion when we go forward, hip extension when we go back. And moving like that a few more times. I always forget to count. I have to get on top of that. And then slowly come back to center. From here, roll onto your belly. We did that in our last video. If you watched this in our last class, we'll kind of rest our head on our hands as a pillow. So placing your right hand on top, maybe placing your forehead on the floor. And we were lifting our left leg, and we'll keep lifting that left leg, but we'll also add our right hand with our head. Creating a pillow for your head, so maybe your right hand can come on top of your left. And when we rest our forehead, we will imagine that we're gluing our forehead to our right hand, because then we will be lifting it up, and you just kind of want to keep it together, okay? So place your head on your hand, relax and release. Notice how it feels in your back. Take a breath in and out. Send the breath into your spine, into the back of your ribs, into the sides of your ribs. Exhale, come back to center. As you inhale next time, can you lift your left leg and your right elbow, your right hand up, exhale, lower. 3 more times, inhale, lift, exhale, lower, inhale, lift, and lower. Last one, lower, and release. From here we will sit into our child's pose. Shift your hips back, separate your knees wide, and just lean back. Compare your sides. Notice if you see any difference here, since we just worked one side. Repeating your mantra, whatever we set up in the beginning of the class. I am open, I am centered, I am loved. And then slowly from here, you will roll onto the opposite side, so your left side. Now we'll just kind of switch so you could see me. So same alignment here, just straight line. You can use your left forearm to be parallel with the short edge of your mat. You can press firmly with your right hand on the floor. And from here, flex your feet. Imagine that this left side of the body is now lifted and nice. Imagine that someone is pulling your head up towards the ceiling. Breathe in and out. Get used to this position. And from here, we will start to lift our right leg up and down a few inches. Inhale, lift up, exhale, down. 10 times, just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Coming back to center. From here, we will again check with our alignment, make sure everything is still holding up nice. Bring your right leg up and start to draw a tiny little circle with your big toe. Reversing, opposite direction. And then slowly coming back to center. From here, we will flex our hip and bring it forward, our leg, and then exhale, bring it back. It doesn't have to come too much forward and too much back. Just nice little movement. Slowly coming back to center. Roll over towards your belly. This time rest the opposite hand on top. So for me it will be my left hand. Rest your forehead, glue your forehead towards your hand. As you inhale, can you lift your left hand, your elbow, and your right leg up? Exhale, lower. 3 more times just like that. 1, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Press your right hand down into the mat. Exhale, lower. Last time, lift. Exhale, lower. Slowly from here, you can bend your knees in and then just bring your hips from side to side, windshield wiper. Releasing your hips, your lower back. Slowly coming into your tabletop, finding your way towards the tabletop. I will make a ponytail really quick, and if you need to grab something towards something underneath your knees, maybe you want some cushion, go ahead and do it. So from here I will turn towards the side so you could visually see me better. And let's start with our left leg, just because we always start with our right. Let's step the left leg in between our hands. Let me just move a little bit back. So nice straight lines. Our right hip is over our right knee. Our left knee is over our left ankle. Our hands can come towards the waist. Imagine like you have this nice straight line. Someone is pulling you up from your head towards the ceiling. Find your pose, find your variation of this pose. And then lean forward, come back, lean forward, and come back. Doesn't have to be a huge range of motion, but just kind of finding that movement in your body. And again, knee cracks. I guess body is noisy, body makes sounds, so that's fine, just embrace it. Slowly coming back to center. From here, walk your leg to a 45-degree angle, kind of just halfway. And we'll do the same thing, leaning towards that side, coming back to center. Leaning towards your left knee, come back to center. You don't have to go your full range of motion. It just has to feel comfortable in your hips, in your legs. Again, imagining that nice line, keeping your head nice and strong, nice and long. Coming back to center. From here, opening that leg all the way towards the side. Now, I'll kind of face you so you could see it. That leg towards the side. It reminds me of a regressed warrior 2 position, just add your hands here. If you like, you can, or you can keep them on your waist and just lean forward and back, forward and back. Connect to your breath. Nice and long spine. Slowly come back to center. From here, can you lower your left forearm on your knee, and we'll come into modified extended side angle. Reach, reach, reach. Oh, extend this right side of the body. Contract your left. Nice and long. And then I will invite you to draw a circle here. So this is like a bonus. This is not only your hips, but also upper body and side body, but it's really nice to kind of, keep your body as a whole organism. All right, so looking up towards your hand, can you draw your hand in front of you, kind of follow it with the gaze, and then up overhead. Nicely draw a circle. Last time. Coming back to center. Release it down. Notice how it feels. Compare your sides, and let's do the same thing on the other side. So I will demonstrate kind of this way now. Stepping your right foot, you can come to a tabletop and step your right foot forward, and then check your alignment. Left hip over left knee, right knee over right ankle, hands towards your waist, and start to lean forward and back. Again, spine is long and nice. Kind of going past that ankle, pressing the foot firmly into the floor. Slowly coming back to center. Opening the leg to 45 degrees to the side. And doing the same thing. Different angles of opening for your legs, for your hips. I love how the birds are singing today. That's It's just nice. Slowly come back to center, open that leg out towards the side. So now your heel will be in line with your left knee. Your right heel in line with your left knee. You can add your hands if you like to pretend it's warrior two and lean towards the side, come back up. So whatever variation you choose to have with your hands, just keeping your spine nice and long. And for some of us, we will have our body legs straight up and our hips open. For some of us, we will be rotated a little bit towards the right side, and so there's no right or wrong. It's just your body, and some people are more open, some people are not. There's no perfect bodies in this world. Everybody has something. Slowly coming back to center. Can you place your right forearm on your right knee or your right thigh and reach with your left hand up and overhead, stretching that left side of the body, opening. Maybe breathing here. You can even close your eyes. And then from here, slowly, I will invite you to gaze towards your hand and just follow your hand as you draw that circle. Doesn't matter what direction it is. We'll do it 3 times. Coming back to center. Release both of your knees down onto the floor. From here, you could go ahead and sit on your mat. You could take a short Shavasana if you like. On my YouTube channel, I have a body scan meditation. You could listen to that if you wanted to finish your practice this way. And I think I just want to make it short and sweet this time. So thank you so much for sticking with me. I hope your hips feel so much better. If you have any requests for the next video, let me know. Any body parts you want to work on, or any muscles. So I'm looking forward to see you on my next video, which will be next week. So thank you. Bye.